Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. My name is Rosina Sharon and today we are doing makeup on this very beautiful soul over here. Yeah, we are going to do a monochrome look today. So before we do that, kindly subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll be reading all of them kama either, and if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. With no further ado, let us go straight into the video. So first things first, we're just going to start off by trimming her eyebrows, so at least it's easier to line up when we start doing the makeup. We're going to start off by brushing her eyebrows up using a spoolie, and then after that we're starting to line using the Davis number 3 eyebrow pencil. And for this we're going to follow the exact shape of her eyebrows. And then when you're doing a very light skin person, please make sure you don't use a very dark eye pencil, okay? And then after that we're just lining the upper side of the brows. We're going to first level the brows first before we line the upper side. And then after that, before we start filling in, we're just going to use a bit of makeup primer, a tiny bit of it, because we don't want the white undertone it leaves behind. So we're just using a very small amount of it. And we're going to brush that through her eyebrows and then press it in so it stays in. And then after we're done with that, we're just going to fill in the areas where we feel like there is a space, leaving her natural eyebrows visible at the very least. And then around the inner corner we're going to draw hair-like structures using the very same eye pencil we used to fill in, that is Davis number 3 eye pencil. And to clean her eyebrows, we're going to use LA Girl Pro concealer in the shade medium beige. This is a concealer 2 shades lighter than her skin tone. So we're not going to start off directly from the inner corner. We're just giving a bit of space around there, and then use the concealer all the way through to the outer corner to line. And then for this, drag the concealer down when you're done, so it's easier for you to blend. And then after we're done, the product remaining on the brush is what we're going to use around the inner corner. And for the upper side of the brow, we're going to use a foundation that matches her skin tone. And then after we're done with that, we're just going to blend in the foundation on the upper side so we don't have that harsh line around the upper side of the brow before we move on. So moving on, before we start applying eyeshadow, we're just going to set her eyelids using the very same concealer we used to clean her. That is LA Girl Pro concealer in the shade medium beige. And for eyeshadow today, because we're going for a monochrome look, we're going to start off with the brighter shade around the crease region, sorry. And for monochrome looks, always go for matte shades. Okay, this is a shade from Zikel Cosmetics. It's orange pink undertone. I don't know what color it is exactly, sorry, I'm not good with colors, guys. So after that, after we have applied the first one around the crease region, that is when we're going to do the transition shade around the outer corner going towards the inner corner, just at the edge of the first shade we used. So and for this, because it's a monochrome look again, we're going for a shade that it is darker than the first one, but at least it matches the same undertone. It has the same undertone, sorry. And then after blending it, after blending that in is when now we're going to blend in the upper side using a neutral shade. And all the shades used here are from the Zikel Rios eyeshadow palette. And then after that, I do wing eye, and then on the wing eye I just did dots of white eyeliner. This is not necessary, I just wanted to do something, you know, that is going to stand out on her eyes as well. So after that is when we're going to apply lashes, the falsies, and we're not going for very dramatic falsies today because her eyes are standing out already. We don't want to take away from the eyeshadow as it is. And then after that, moving on to the face, before we start with the face prep, we make sure we clean out the face completely we get rid of the fallouts under the eyes, you know, the oil around her face, before we start with the first prep. And then for skin prep, we're going to emphasize more on sunscreen than anything else, especially if you get clients who have lightened their skin a bit. Make sure you use a lot of sunscreen on them, because the skin needs a lot of sunscreen. So that is what we're going to start off with. We're using the Cerave AM facial moisturizer, which has a SPF 30 in it, so it's very, very good for her skin. And we're going to use a generous amount of it because we want a lot of sunscreen on her skin. And we want that natural glow after we're done with the sunscreen and moisturizer. And then after we're done with that, after the sunscreen and moisturizer has set in, that is when we apply the primer. And we're using the the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. For all the products used on this tutorial, kindly check the description. I'll be naming all of them, including the shades, all that. So kindly check the description for all the products used on this tutorial. So for primer, we're just going to emphasize around the areas where she produces oil the most. So starting around the nose, to the tip of the nose, going towards the lip area, around the lip area, smile lines, and then a bit on the forehead. And then again, after applying primer, make sure you allow it to set completely. And by allowing it to set, we mean allow it to dry out completely first before you move on. So here I'm just going to curl her lashes before we move on to the face, to the foundation on the face. And again, I do the waterline eyeliner, cream eyeliner on her waterline. I normally do this before foundation because I don't want to mess up after I'm already done with the face. So moving on to foundation, we are going to use the Nars foundation on her. It has a very good consistency. I love the narcissistic foundation. It's amazing. So that is what we're going to start off, starting off around the cheeks, going down. Avoid putting fresh product around the under eye and corners of the nose. So when it comes to doing a foundation on such skin types and tones, start off with a foundation that has a warm undertone, because originally her undertone was warm before the lightening. That is why it appears cool on the outside, but originally her undertone is warm. So start off with a foundation that is warmer, and then you can use a cool concealer to highlight. But for foundation, always make sure you have used a foundation that has a warm undertone, not a cool undertone. It is going to match well with her skin after you're done, trust me. So around the forehead, make sure you blend in from the eyebrows going up. Avoid using too much product, and you'll be good. And then after that, to highlight, I am using the Edge Rewind, sorry, from Maybelline. I'm so sorry guys. Yeah, the Edge Rewind concealer. And then we're just going to emphasize that around her under eyes especially. We want to brighten her under eyes, and we want to match the cool undertone she had previously on the under eyes alone. Okay, so that is where we're going to place that concealer, that highlighting concealer, a bright one with a bit of a cool undertone around her under eyes. And then we're going to blend that in using a beauty blender, and then a bit around the forehead as well. Around the tip of the nose, we're just going to use the product remaining on the beauty blender. We're not going to apply fresh product around the tip of the nose. And then after we're done with that, we are going to set the areas where we highlighted using the Sacha Buttercup as setting powder. So again, for this type of skin, after you're done with the cool undertone, make sure you warm it up a bit with the setting powder. So that is why we're using the Sacha setting powder. It does not have a white undertone, it has a yellow undertone to it. So it warms up the cool undertone we used previously. So it matches the warm on the foundation going down. That is what we're going to use on all the areas we highlighted using a concealer. That is under eye, tip of the nose, and forehead as well. Then after that, we're going to powder contour. For her face, I wanted something that is just going to warm up her face in a good way. So I'm using a light shade of brown. Don't go for darker shades of brown, especially for very light skin. Don't go for a darker shade of brown. A very light shade of brown. And we're going to contour her cheeks, forehead, and then the nose as well. So for the nose, we're using a smaller brush to start off. So we are just going to place in the contour lines first with that brush, and then after we are done placing the contour line, we are going to blend in that contour line using a cleaner brush, so we avoid having dark, harsh contour lines around the nose contour. And then after that, for her skin tone, when it comes to blush, use orange, bright orange. Use a small amount of it, so at least it just gives the face a bit of warmth, not too harsh. And then after that, we're going to use a finishing powder that matches her skin tone completely, and then we are going to set using a dewy setting spray for her. And for the setting spray, I'm using the e.l.f. dewy setting spray. And then after that, to highlight, I am using the Fenty Beauty highlighter in the shade Hustla Baby, my all-time favorite. Yeah, that is what I'm going to use to highlight, and just a bit around the nose as well. And then after we're done with that, for the lips, I'm just lip lining with Davis No. 3 eye pencil for starters. I wanted lips that are going to match her eye makeup. That is why we were going for a monochrome look. So after that, we're just using Colourpop in Netta first, and then after that we just applied a bit of a pink on the lower lip, pink gloss, very subtle, and then clear gloss on the upper lip. Again, guys, we're going for a lipstick that matches the eyes. And then after that, I had to make sure my client's skin is glowing. The glow is matching her face. Okay, we wanted that glow to match her face. And then we're just going to place in an afro extension just to give her that boost. You see how much of a difference this makes, by the way. And she's already looking so beautiful. And then yeah, here I was just giving her the mirror so she can see herself, and she really loved the whole look, and I enjoyed seeing this reaction. And yeah, so this is our before, our clients before, still beautiful, and then we're going to have her after. So yeah, that would be it for me today, guys. Let me know what you think about this whole look on the comment section. Kindly subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. So from me, thank you so much for watching, guys. I shall be seeing you in my next video. Bye.